This is ENT Hooligans, your entertainment hub.
We call it SportsVista, right?
Welcome to SportsVista, ladies and gentlemen.
And you know how we're going to usher in SportsVista?
Go ahead.
Like this.
How's that?
Oh, yeah. Woo! This Saturday, baby. Triple G versus Alvarez. A real super fight.
Live on pay-per-view.
A real super fight. Woo!
Yeah. I just want to check that out.
Not no Maymac BS.
Nah.
Yeah, seriously.
Nah.
That's garbage.
Yeah, man. So, let's get down to business, shall we?
Let's do this. Go
I'll
ahead.
give him a rundown, Ness, on what we're going to be discussing on today's episode of SportsVista.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode of SportsVista, we will be talking about Triple G versus Alvarez. We'll be talking some NFL, and also we'll be talking about the John Bones Jones once again.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So which elephant should we attack first?
Let's get the John Bones Jones thing
Yeah,
out of the
let's
way
get,
first.
because I want to know what's up. Because I don't know.
All right, let's do the honors, buddy.
As of yesterday, John Jones has been officially stripped of the light heavyweight title after his B sample came back positive Tuesday. So he's no longer the champion, and the outcome has been overturned to a no contest, and Daniel Cormier is once again the light heavyweight champion.
Wow.
Which, by all means, is the right decision, and this is what baffles me. Let me get into this real quick. Why are people complaining of the fact that Daniel Cormier got the belt back? It's the right thing to do. If you got beat by somebody who was under some sort of influence, then technically that person didn't beat you, even though the picture says otherwise. But if you won via methods that of what John Jones used, then it don't count as a W in my book. And it shouldn't.
It's not a legitimate win.
Exactly.
He did not win, so therefore, yeah, it was the right thing to do. You know, if it was a matter of John Jones losing the belt to injury because he was out too long, I mean, a la Dominic Cruz, then okay. Then the belt would have been vacated rather than just handed over to the guy he beat.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Again, the right thing to do.
This was not the case.
You know, this was
So
the
once
right
again,
decision.
Daniel Cormier is the light heavyweight champion.
Wow.
And he has represented that belt proudly. As, you know,
And I have to also add to your proudly, properly.
Yes, proudly, properly, respectfully. I mean, you know, everybody again, people want to delegitimize Daniel Cormier as champion, but there's no way you can. You have no valid argument for that. Sorry. You just don't.
You know what's unfortunate, bro?
Yeah.
We'll never know now if Daniel Cormier, in reality, has what it takes to beat a John Jones, which I believe he does have what it takes, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So just to make everybody aware, John Jones tested positive for a steroid. It's called Turinabol, which is used as like a diet supplement. Also used to increase bone growth, strengthen the bones, and also increase muscle mass.
So
You know,
he's
this goes back to something that was said on a couple of podcasts prior. He doesn't need to use these supplements. With someone of a physique as the one that John Jones has, someone of the skill set that John Jones possesses, what are you doing? You know, putting supplements and all that in your body. Are you that unsure of yourself that you feel that your only means of winning is by cheating?
And that's the most disappointing thing about all of this. Is here's a guy who had all the potential in the world to be the greatest of all time, and it's all been thrown away, tainted, wasted. Just, yeah.
It has. You know, I like this music.
Yeah,
I do too, man. I do too.
pretty nice.
So, yesterday we found out that he was stripped of the belt, and the outcome was overturned as a no contest. Rightfully so.
Rightfully so, yes.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
What does this mean effectively for the UFC, though, man? Because as we've pointed out time and time again, Conor might be on his way out. Ronda Rousey's already locked with WWE.
Rousey's out of there.
Wow.
They
So
have
now
to bring
what?
up, they need new stars, man. They need new. I don't know.
Do we put more emphasis now on DJ?
But the problem here is they have the bigger problem for UFC is this whole steroid issue because a lot of guys are getting popped left and right now. I mean,
Right.
It's not just John, as we said before. It's not just John Jones. It's there's been ever since USADA has come into play. Guys have been getting popped left and right. Vitor Belfort, most recently, Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah, and those are big names.
Those are big names. And Brock Lesnar, as we mentioned
Yes.
on the previous podcast.
Correct. But now they lost the star.
Now John Jones, who was on his way to becoming the greatest of all time, prior to his out of the octagon issues, and now his steroids.
Again, do we now put more emphasis on DJ, or what's up?
You'd be a fool not to.
I mean, do
You're
we
UFC,
put
you'd be
do
a
we
fool
put
not
the
to.
company on his shoulders finally?
It's long overdue.
Of course, which is why I'm saying
Long
finally.
overdue.
That's why I'm saying finally.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that it has to happen that way for DJ, but at the rate things are going, and listen, Conor, I don't care what people say or think or how much of a fan they are of his, Conor ain't staying for too long.
No, he's not. He's going to fight his last two fights that he's contracted to fight, and then he's probably going to leave. Hey, I like this. Dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Yeah.
I'm telling you. Management's been good with the music today.
But there's I mentioned Brock Lesnar a minute ago, and there's something about this that about the way they've gone about dealing with John Jones in comparison to Brock Lesnar that really doesn't sit well with me.
Well,
Yeah, let's go through this timeline.
go ahead,
shall we?
break it down.
So Brock Lesnar, UFC 200, he failed a drug test, as we noted in the previous podcast when we first talked about John Jones.
Well, we should note they both did.
And they both did, yes, but only one of them was pulled from the card. And then Brock Lesnar, it took 8 months for him to be dealt with. 8 months. About 8 months, right?
Give or take.
John Jones failed a drug test. We're talking UFC 200 right now, not recently. UFC 200.
Right, that happened last year.
So that was June 28th when I believe he was tested, right? And they got the results on July 6th, right? 3 days
Yes.
before the event.
Yes.
And just like that, pulled from the card within a blink of an eye. And just like that, suspended. You know what it took for Brock Lesnar to get suspended and dealt with? Mark Hunt speaking out. Because they were probably going to sweep this under the rug and keep it moving.
Yeah.
It comes down to two things, Ness. And I'm gonna point them out here.
Go ahead.
Number one, and most importantly, we have the color issue. And number two, unfortunately, John Jones is a bigger star. And is also the face of that company.
Yes.
Or one of.
One of them. Yes. One of the faces of the company. Yes.
Unfortunately.
Brock Lesnar brings star power in his own right, but
Oh, no. We're not here to degrade Brock Lesnar.
No. My thing is, if you're going to delve out punishment for guys for committing,
Be just about it, man. Be fair. Treat everybody equally. Don't spend more time on other people and give the sense of you're trying to protect one versus you're trying to destroy the other.
Right.
Right?
Because here we go.
Am I on the right track?
That's correct. And here we go again with what happened to Jones now. Look how quickly this happened again. Look. When we first found out about John Jones, when we did the podcast about Jones failing another drug test,
it was a month ago, give or take.
It was August. What was it? 23rd, right? August 23rd.
Okay, so a little less than a month. Yeah.
Less than a month ago, right? August 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Here we are, about a month later. He's already been stripped of the belt. The outcome has been overturned, and he's going to be suspended for the maximum 4 years, thus ending his career.
well,
Oh yeah, as we noted before, his career is definitely done.
His career is over.
He could say goodbye to his MMA career.
Now, there's no debating the fact that this is what he deserves, because
Oh no, undoubtedly.
he failed a drug test, so this is what he deserves.
And what I don't understand either, and this is me going against the whole John Jones thing. Why further investigation? Like, yo, JBJ, you did what you did, bro. You know, but they want to investigate how that got into his body and all that. Like, bro, come on.
Who cares? The
He
point
took
is,
it.
it doesn't matter how it got
The
it.
point is, you took it and you took it. That's all it comes down to.
And you tested positive for it. That's the point.
Well,
That's
why
it.
does it have to be this
Okay,
whole?
he's not-
How did it
you
get
know.
into his body? Well, how do you get drugs into your body?
You know what? Speaking of getting things in your body, hold
John?
on. I need some orange juice.
Oh,
No, hold on. I need some H2O over here, man. Let's do this.
I got
Hold on, I need some
I
caffeine
got
for
orange
Coke.
juice. We're gonna
Got
do this
caffeine
right
for
here.
Coke.
water.
Woo!
You ready? Cheers, man. Cheers.
Ready? Cheers.
Right here, baby. There we go.
Refreshing.
That's some good orange juice. I'm telling you.
that's some good water. Yeah.
So the point I want to get across is, treat everybody fair, equally.
Right? No, that's ultimately
Exactly.
that's ultimately the point.
Just, that's the point I'm
Exactly.
trying to make. By pointing out
mean-
the way Brock's failed drug test was treated in comparison to how John Jones' failed drug tests were treated.
Right.
Right. Obviously, I mean, if you're gonna handle the John Jones situation as quickly as you did, then I'm expecting every other situation to be handled the same.
Yeah, we want
As
consistency
opposed to
around here. We want-
just stretching it out, and listen, they can't turn their heads and ask, oh, why are we being attacked for anything that of racial whatever, and it's like, listen, because it seems that way when you spend more time on one versus the other. Obviously, it looks like you're trying to protect
bad.
the other guy.
Yeah, it looks
Correct,
bad.
yeah.
Okay.
It does look bad.
And the way and again, if the Brock Lesnar probably would have never gotten suspended if Mark Hunt didn't speak out and threaten to sue them.
Of course.
Then you look at the way John Jones was dealt with. Daniel Cormier didn't have to say a word.
Oh, bro, there was
Daniel
nothing.
Cormier didn't have
There
to
was
speak out. Daniel
correct.
Cormier didn't have to threaten a lawsuit.
Correct.
Yeah.
So where's the transparency here? Where is it?
That's a great question.
This is disappointing all around. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody who's celebrating this right now, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Let me
And
ask
the
you.
thing was,
Let me ask you.
there was
go
no
ahead.
need for that. There's no need for you to take steroids and for you to all this stuff. If you're saying, oh yeah, in pre-interviews and all this stuff, pre-show stuff, oh well, I let my whole family down, and you're alluding to it even if it's not being asked of you.
Yeah.
you're
Guilty
hiding
conscience.
something.
Guilty conscience.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, how fair is it to your opponent that you're doing that when he's not even doing that?
It's not fair at all.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
know.
thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
If
And
I'm
so
DC,
it
I'm
leaves-
feeling like crap.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And so,
Yeah.
the question is,
Seriously.
could you seriously beat DC without the steroids? Are you that incompetent about
Right.
yourself
Yeah.
Right.
that you
Exactly.
need to have steroids in order for
Exactly.
Well,
you to feel like a man in the octagon or a man, period?
Yeah. I
It's
feel
like-
it's very
I mean,
disrespectful
Just saying.
to DC.
It is.
Sorry.
It is.
I didn't mean cut you off, but it feels like John Jones doesn't respect these people's athleticism, so he has to take steroids to make himself better or something.
Exactly.
I don't know. That's how I feel like.
Now, how does this degrade the name of MMA in terms of it being a sport, guys?
It makes him look bad. I mean, because again, this is not just a John Jones thing. It's a plethora of other guys. Vitor Belfort, Alistair Overeem.
Right. That's why I'm asking.
You know.
And look at these names; those are all big names.
These are big names. These are big names, man.
Huge names.
And then, it makes the new guys think, oh, well, I can go to MMA because, I can do steroids.
Yeah.
Predominantly the UFC.
We make again, and we made the comparison to the steroid era in baseball. This is where we're at now with the UFC. Like,
And
now
it's so
now there's
sad.
going to be this dark cloud of suspicion over the sport now. Like, is that person legit? Is that person legit? Like, people are gonna these are things that people are gonna start to wonder.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And God forbid,
And the whole thing-
there are people who bulk up and get big naturally, but God forbid you see that, you're gonna start questioning, yo, that guy's on sign, or is he
They're not
on
gonna get
sign?
the benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
and
gonna
it's
be
not fair to the
suspected
guys who
automatically,
don't
yeah.
do that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So this is absolutely hurting the sport.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Especially when you see the names and the caliber of names that are going down because of this.
Yeah.
This is a problem. This is a huge
these
problem.
Are big name guys.
Yeah.
These are big name guys that are getting popped for steroids.
And
or
you
for
know
banned
what sucks?
substances left and right. I mean, that's a problem.
Yeah. Little kids are seeing this too.
Yeah.
Another thing, yeah.
And you know what? Apart from playing sports, kids very much so get involved with contact sports like football or MMA, practice some sort of martial arts.
Why do I feel like I'm at a Mexican bar?
All right.
Oye, dame un cerveza, por favor.
That's what I'm talking about. This is good stuff.
There you go.
I can picture somebody's grandma sweeping to this.
Yeah, right.
Al compás de la música, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
And then they'd be humming along with it.
Uh-huh.
I know.
Bum, bum.
And it's all off key and everything.
Wepa.
And it's all off key.
Pues yo, abuela, se te quema el arroz.
Oh, no te preocupes, todo bien.
Oh, we're back on track, though. UFC's in big trouble. Along with this whole steroid scandal going on, they underpay their fighters. Certain fighters don't get the spots that they deserve. DJ.
DJ, yeah. Which, by the way, it sucked that he couldn't fight.
Oh my
Yeah,
God! I
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
I wanted
Ray
to
Borg
see
had
that
a
fight.
respiratory infection and he wasn't
I
able to fight.
know.
Yeah. But they're going to
That
fight next month,
sucks.
Yeah.
When is it? Next week?
though. So, next month.
Next
Oh,
month.
next month. I heard. I don't know why I heard week.
yeah.
Wow.
No, next month. Yeah,
Next month.
Because
Okay.
it's your selective sports hearing.
All right.
Listen to this percussion solo right here, yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
Are you
know,
telling me to hush?
Oh, by the way, no.
Sir?
I'm no. That's what the music does. That's what the instrumental is saying. It's saying.
That's true, yeah.
We have wannabe maracas going on.
Yeah. We got a nice combo.
Actually, those aren't maracas.
I know.
But
I just don't know
anyhow.
what they're called.
So continuing on this UFC path, there's a UFC event this weekend.
Yes, there is.
Did anyone know that? Does anyone care?
Oh, there's a fight night. That's right, the Saturday.
Yeah, it's fight.
Yeah,
night
going
this
going
Saturday.
head to head with the
Versus
boxing
David,
event.
David Banner.
David
What's his
somebody.
name? David
Hey.
Banner.
Hey, you think that's gonna
David,
score?
Banner.
David something.
Hey, you think that's gonna score bigger than Alvarez and Triple G?
No,
No,
not at
not
all. Are you kidding me?
even.
So you wanna address
then
that
there's-
elephant, or do you want to keep our viewers in suspense and move on to another topic.
Well, what else is there to say on this UFC thing?
Not much, really.
It's disappointing to see this happening. You know.
Yes.
That's wow. That's really all I can say to that. Really, it's unfortunate. No. So let's move on, shall we?
Let's do it. What are we moving on to?
Well, moving on to the fight. It's to the super fight that we have been plugging every chance we got in the midst of the Maymac madness.
We got GGG versus Canelo Alvarez.
That's right, Triple G versus Canelo Alvarez.
You saw what I did there, bro?
Live. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I can't
Live
watch
on
that.
pay-per-view.
we got Triple G, age 35, record 37-0, 33
Wow.
W's by knockout, reach 70 inches. Ladies, don't think pervertedly, please.
Wait. This is 34.
Height 5'10",
5'10".
third round stoppage over Daniel Gill, right? Knocked his ass down during the second round, actually, and then the onslaught began. There was also Martin Murray, 11th round. That was the farthest that he'd ever gone to get a stoppage, actually.
11th round. Wow, you almost went the distance. Oh, man.
And then his first decision fight was won over Daniel Jacobs. First time ever. First time ever he won by decision. But 33 by KO, man.
Wow.
34.
Then we got yeah. Thank you. Then we got Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo Alvarez. on the
Age
other
27.
side.
49
still in his
1-1.
prime. 49 wins, 1
34
loss,
by
1
KO.
no contest. 34 by knockout, by way of knockout.
70-inch reach, so they're virtually identical.
Virtually identical.
Height 5'9". Knocked out Amir Khan, right? And against Miguel Cotto and Mosley went to a decision.
Nice.
Just some of the stats here. So when you look at
So
that,
what we have here a matchup of heavy hitters that are going to come forward and slug it out.
and his only loss,
That is a fight.
mind you, Canelo's only loss was to Mayweather. That came via decision, split decision. Controversial, mind you. So
Another one, by the way. Yeah, the De La Hoya decision was also controversial.
So that's your tail of the tape for that one.
That's the tail of the tape for that one.
Now, does age play a factor here?
If Triple G doesn't finish it early, yes, age will play a factor.
Because let's remember his
Age will play a factor.
last couple of fights, went decision, and it's taken him longer to get that stoppage or knockout.
Canelo Alvarez is still in his prime. He's a younger fighter. If he's able to take Triple G into deep waters, he has a chance to win it.
Correct. And let's not forget, with fighters who are used to knocking their opponents out early, endurance is a question.
Yeah, a la Maymac.
Right. And
Yes.
again, Mayweather, his endurance was never in question.
Yeah.
It'd be a sin to question his endurance. Come on.
By the way, congratulations to Conor McGregor for lasting 10 rounds against the pound-for-pound greatest boxer of all time. That's impressive. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a hand.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Give him a hand.
Yeah.
Give him a hand. Give him a. Okay, now enough of that. Enough of the tomfoolery. Okay, all you people who think that was impressive, you don't know. You clearly don't know boxing because, quite frankly, Floyd Mayweather allowed him to do that Floyd Mayweather knew McGregor wasn't really a major threat. That's why he fought him the way he did. And he allowed McGregor to wear himself out. And then he finished him at the end.
Oh.
So,
more important,
so
we all said this was going to happen, and it happened exactly the way it happened. Mayweather said he was going to give the fans a show, and he delivered. So, hey, it is what it is.
More importantly, though, who do you got for this fight on Saturday?
But now, back to a real fight. Anyway, ooh, this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one.
It is.
Because both of these guys have incredible resumes. They're both heavy hitters. But I would, boy, this is tough.
If it goes a distance, I think I might give this to Alvarez.
Yes. I was just gonna say that. If it goes the distance, I'll give it to Alvarez. But with Canelo being with Triple G being undefeated and being more
the knockout artist that he is,
being the more explosive fighter, which is saying a lot considering that both of these guys are heavy hitters. You know, if he's able to land that big punch.
We can't forget Alvarez is quick.
Yeah.
He's got
Alvarez
that on
is a
his
younger
side.
fighter too. He's in his prime. He's yeah.
Another question: who will be able to close in on who?
Nobody really has the reach advantage in this one.
You see how much intrigue this has.
Yeah.
There's so many questions, and I mean, this is what you call a super fight.
Yeah. This is a fight that you could actually sit back and analyze and break down and go, well, this is
exactly.
Yeah.
And the reach is the same. The height is practically the same. One's 5'10", the other one's 5'9".
159, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Both of these guys,
they're both pretty
they
big.
Like to come forward.
You know, they're both big guys.
They like to come forward. They like to slug it out. So this definitely makes for a competitive, for an all-out war, man.
Huh. I don't know. I think defense might be key here, bro.
Oh yeah. If Canelo can take him into the later rounds, he has a chance to win.
Absolutely. Endurance.
If he can weather the storm.
Endurance will definitely
weather the storm.
Right.
He can win.
Let's not forget, Alvarez has gone the distance more times than Triple G.
Yeah. So if he can weather that storm, he can win.
Which I think he can, and I think he will.
Yeah.
As towards who I think will win, oh Lord.
Well, that's a toss-up, man. That's a toss-up, definitely. That is a toss-up.
It's one of those.
That's a tough call.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I know, it's going to be a hell of a fight. That I do know.
Yes.
Speaking of hell of a fight, though, with everything that's going on in the UFC, could we see a changing of the guard, possibly? Maybe boxing reestablishing itself and rejuvenating?
That is possible.
That's very possible. Yeah.
It'd be interesting. I'm interested to see how the tide, or if the tide even turns. Because, listen, I haven't watched boxing, a full boxing event in God knows how long. I finally sat down during the Maymac Circus Clown Fest of a show. And I watched the undercard.
And there were some good fights on that undercard.
I liked what I saw. I liked very much what I saw.
And once again, I emphasize fights. There were actual fights. There were some good fights on that undercard.
You know, to the point where I said, I just might take interest in boxing again.
Yeah.
And man, if this isn't a step, I don't know what is, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll see. I mean, time will tell whether there'll be a changing of the guard or not. I mean, yeah.
Now, is boxing still absolutely ultra popular? Of course, because as I said before,
it always will.
People don't have MMA parties. People have boxing fight parties.
Yes.
Yeah. I should probably reiterate that. I mean, there probably are MMA parties, but very few in between.
MMA didn't reach that level of popularity until like maybe 3-4 years ago.
Yeah. And even still, there's more buzz generated for boxing events than MMA events.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Independently of what you think, if the public thinks that MMA is better than boxing, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. An opinion is one thing, but when you see facts in front of you, you gotta accept it for what it is. And what it is boxing, bro, has the upper hand in terms of popularity, in terms of interest, in terms of what people like to watch. Not only that, but we gotta remember that a lot of people are traditionalists.
Yes, they are.
And what has been tradition, even for us, bro. Remember growing up, we didn't go to fight parties to watch I don't know, Randy Couture or Tim Sylvia or Eben Tanner or what's his face, Dan Sebrin, Hoist Gracie. No. We went to fight parties to watch Tyson, Chavez, Hector Macho Camacho.
Again, boxing. We went to watch boxing.
Lennox Lewis.
Boxing fight parties.
Yeah.
As I said before, MMA didn't reach that level of popularity until about 3-4 years ago.
Now, what do you think it would take, especially now, bro? What would it take for MMA to reach the absolute same level of popularity that boxing has, to the point where it generates that interest where you see bars filled up and theaters and homes?
Honestly, I don't think MMA will ever reach that level of popularity. Only because a lot of casual fight fans want to see brawls and slugfests. They don't like the technicality of MMA.
Exactly.
It's too complex for them. They don't like it.
We saw the Amanda Nunes fight, and you could hear people booing because it was a technical match.
And it happens with a lot of MMA bouts. It's crazy because I enjoy technicality, but even me, I could only but enjoy it so much before I start saying, yo, stand them up.
Do something.
The problem with that is it's not so much that you want them to stand up. It's because they're being too technical.
Or move.
It's when they're just lying there doing nothing. Like, that's what I have a problem. They're just lying there doing nothing.
But how many fights have we not seen where one dude is just dry humping the other?
Yeah, and again, this is why MMA will never reach that level of popularity as boxing, because fight fans want to see fights. They want to see slugfests. They want to see brawls. They want to see street fights.
And while we were watching the undercard, it was just constant.
But therein lies the difference between boxing and MMA. In boxing, these guys are just throwing hands. In MMA, they're wrestling, they're grappling, they're doing this, they're clinching.
Right.
There's too much going on, and it's not real. And a lot of the fight fans don't really like it.
Yeah.
They don't find it entertaining. They don't like it. They would just want to see people just slug it out. That's what they want to see.
What do you think has attributed to the technicality that these people have gotten into in recent time? Because when UFC started, not so much when it started, but when it started to gain popularity and speed, and people started to recognize it as a global force in sport. I remember watching fights like Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture, or Tito Ortiz and Couture. You go down the plethora of matches that Anderson Silva had, or you look at the fights that they used to showcase in Pride Fighting Championships. They used to be slugfests, man. They used to throw. What happened?
Well, what happened is everybody became versatile. That's what happened. MMA evolved from everybody being specialist at something to everybody being well-rounded. and that kind of canceled it. Then that just canceled everybody out.
Does this help or does this hurt the sport in the long run?
I think what hurts the sport in the long run is this steroid scandal that had in the UFC, more so than the technicality of the art of MMA.
I mean, UFC's numbers haven't been hot for a long time.
No, they really haven't.
Yeah.
No.
Even their pay-per-view
not
buys
really,
have not been hot at
if
all.
you think about it. Yeah. So, and speaking of pay-per-views,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys covered this or not, but not only with the Mayweather fight, but the one in 2015, Mayweather and
Pacquiao.
the other guy,
Pacquiao.
yeah. Both times their servers just went boop. They just crashed, dude. They just couldn't handle it, and you think that they would be ready, have the infrastructure to handle it.
It just speaks of how boxing generates interest even still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I bet you anything, even though sadly and shamefully this coming fight isn't generating as much publicity and isn't getting as much propaganda as it deserves, I assure you that on Facebook, on Twitter, it's gonna be it's gonna be lit up.
Oh yeah, social media is going to be.
People are going to talk about this. People are going to talk about this. The pay-per-view buy is going to be very significant, a nice number.
Oh yeah.
But when you have when you have special events like the Mayweather Pacquiao fight in 2015 and like the spectacle that was Maymac, those are special events. Those are like once in a lifetime kind of
Correct.
events.
Exactly.
Those events aren't coming along every month. Those are special events, but boxing is still going to put up consistent numbers.
Oh, absolutely.
As far as pay-per-view buys.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. MMA once upon a time were the kings of pay-per-view, but again, their numbers have just taken a big crash and dropped and fallen.
And it's been a number of things that has resulted in that with fighters being injured due to weight cut issues, due to steroid issues, due to this and all. There's been a number of things that has caused that to decline.
How many important boxing events do you know of that have been called off over some BS? Can you remember any in recent time?
I can't really think of any in recent time.
Because I cannot begin to tell you how many boxing fights, how many bouts have been canceled due to weight cut issues or any of the issues that have plagued the UFC.
Well, you see, it's funny you mention that because we've often one of the things one of our knocks against boxing is that they have so many damn weight classes, but that's actually been to their benefit.
It really has.
So many.
It really has.
Yeah.
Guys aren't cutting 15, 20, 25, 30 pounds
because you have such small margins, you understand?
There's so many weight classes that guys can fight close to their natural weight.
Correct. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Whereas in the UFC, there's these in MMA, there are these wide gaps.
Yeah,
and not to mention, not only that, but guys could fight in multiple weight classes and not even have much of an impact.
Again, hence Alvarez and Triple G.
Yeah, and hence Floyd Mayweather, who was a 5-division champion.
Correct, and had no problem doing so.
5 weight classes.
Had no problem doing
Manny
so.
Pacquiao fought in 8 different weight classes and was champion.
Did he have any problem doing so?
No.
So
but in MMA, there's such a wide gap in between weight classes. There's like 10, 15 pounds in between weight classes.
Mm-hmm. For boxing, it's pretty much 5 for 5 for 5 for 5.
Yeah. So guys are able to fight close to their natural weight, or if not at their natural weight.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We've always said weight cutting is a major as we noted in previous podcasts. Weight cutting is the biggest problem in MMA.
Not only that, bro. During a boxing weigh-in, you're not required to necessarily meet the specification as long as you're around that neighborhood.
Whereas in MMA,
Wow.
you have you're only allowed to be 1 pound over or 1 pound under.
Right.
Wow.
And in boxing, you have a little bit more leeway in terms of that.
Huh.
Wow.
Well, pretty crazy.
I don't know. What do the rest of you guys think here?
I don't know. I really haven't watched a lot of MMA, so I really don't know. You know,
Gotcha.
it's pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, as far as the whole weight cutting thing, like, I mean, what are your thoughts on
Yeah,
that?
it's pretty messed up, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. It does make
It's
a lot of
not
sense,
healthy.
you know?
It's bad.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's absolutely not
you
healthy.
weren't meant to do.
It's not healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you weren't meant to do things like that.
No, because these guys
Your
are cutting
body's
too
not
much
meant
weight at
to-
once, and then rehydrating
Right.
back is like, whoa. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
what are you
Your
doing?
body isn't meant to do that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then to make
That's
matters
what I'm
worse,
saying.
they're getting a lot of these fighters are getting paid pennies for all this work
Exactly,
that they're putting
for
in,
Oh, wow.
which
all
makes
that,
it even
yeah.
more asinine.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a term I haven't heard since the 90s.
Come again.
Oh, man.
Asinine.
Yeah.
That's a 9, that's a 10.
That's 11. That's 12.
Well,
So with that, shall we move on to our next
Yeah.
topic here?
Yeah, what day is it today again?
yes.
Thursday.
Today is Thursday, ladies
Thursday,
and gentlemen.
Which means we got the Colts and the
Dun, dun,
Texans.
dun, dun. Did you like that?
Bengals,
boy.
Texans.
I mean the Colts and the
Bengals, Texans.
sorry, the Bengals, the Bengal Tigers
Bengals
and the
and
Texans.
And the Houston Texans.
You know,
Man.
I told Star
Before we
Fox
even-
earlier.
before-
Could you check to see what
Before
game?
we even go
Hey,
there,
the Jags killed the Texans, by the way. The Jaguars on Sunday
That's right.
killed the Texans, dude. I couldn't
tonight-
they got
believe it.
they got
Tonight-
murked.
I'm like,
Tonight week
holy
tonight
shit.
week
And
tonight
this is
week
the
2
Jaguars.
starts. Well, yeah, the Jaguars who were usually pretty crappy. But then again,
That's
that whole
what I'm
division,
saying.
that whole NFC AFC South is for the
Yeah.
most part.
Yeah.
Well, somebody had to win that game, right?
I
I
told
hope the Bucks get there.
I told Star Fox. Can
And they
you check
had-
to see what game
and
we
they
get
had- wait a
today?
minute. And the Jaguars had 10 sacks in
That's
that
what I'm
game.
saying.
I know.
Jesus.
What?
Dude, I
like,
saw that stat. I
damn.
said,
What?
I couldn't
I'm sorry.
believe
Hold
that.
on.
I couldn't believe that. I'm like,
Oh.
holy
Yeah.
crap. This is. Wow.
But again, what a relief it is that the football NFL season has finally begun.
Yeah,
What a
I hear
relief.
ya.
What a relief.
Oh, guys, I have an announcement
Yes.
to make. Well, it's not
Go
really
ahead,
an
go ahead.
announcement. But guess what I did last Sunday
What's up?
with yours truly? I sat and actually listened to the Cowboys game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She tuned into the radio broadcast.
I did, and I don't do football. I don't.
No.
Oh, wow.
I hear you.
But
I hear you. You know.
I was.
I hear you. I don't do Cowboys football either. I don't blame you.
No, I don't do football. Period.
bro,
I don't understand
Yo, bro,
it.
can you kick him out of here, please? You who be in charge of Team Talk, kick this guy out of here. You're fired.
Oh,
You're
Yeah.
fired. You could fly the hell
So
out of
before-
here.
Okay.
So before we get into the beginning of week 2, let's talk about this Cowboys Giants game Sunday night, shall we?
Oh boy.
man, I was glad the Cowboys kicked
Let's do
the
this.
Giants.
I would have
butt.
watched it, but I was worried about a hurricane.
Those
Hey,
no, we definitely understand that. Those
Before I capitalize
the
on
Gi-
what's
the Gi-
right,
the
before I
Giants-
capitalize what's right and what's wrong with the Cowboys, I want to say this:
go ahead.
without OBJ, the Giants aren't having a
Giants
sunny
are
day.
just- no, you want to talk about looking like a deer in headlights. God,
Yeah.
Oh my lord!
That's why I
they
heard.
made the Cowboys defense look like the Legion of Boom. Okay,
Oh
Wow.
my gosh!
the Cowboys defense is average at best. Okay, and they looked like the Legion of Boom. They made the against the OBJ-less Giants. They looked like the Legion of Boom. They looked like the Steel Curtain. They looked like
Bro, the Giants were just lost out there, man.
I could not believe what I was watching. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm glad they lost, but like I was not expecting them to lose in that fashion.
I wasn't either.
Wow.
Now, what does this say in terms of the New York Giants' weaponry or lack thereof? And is it healthy to just have one player that you can rely on?
No, it isn't.
I mean, look at the Cowboys, and again, even the Cowboys have problems, especially when they're down at that red zone. First of all, you have Zeke. Second of all, you have Terrence Williams. You have the list goes on.
Bryce Butler,
Beasley,
Jay Witt,
especially Jay Witt.
Yeah.
Especially Jay Witt. You know, I understand Dez was, and I want to kind of cap on this because they were talking about it on Undisputed. There were several catches in which Dez was opened. Question is,
and Dak threw the pass a little bit too high.
Is it a matter of that, or is it a matter of does this have it anymore?
Well, there's not. It's just there's that, and there's also the fact that Dez and Dak don't really have that good chemistry.
Here's the other part. Here's the other part of the question.
And yes, Dez has been injury plagued the past few years. I
don't see Prescott having problems with Terrence Williams
or Bryce Butler
or any of them boys.
Whoops. We're good.
So what is it about Dez?
I think Dez is he's injuries are catching up to him. That's what I think.
Perhaps.
There we go.
Perhaps. How effective do you think he'll be though in the stretch of things?
Tough to say, man. If he can't stay healthy, yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
It might.
Oh man.
I'm saying might because they handle themselves well, you know. So long as Zeke is there. And I'm not saying he's the end all be all, but I'm just saying.
No, but he is the foundation of that offense.
Right. I'm saying. Now, that needs to be corrected with Dallas though. Their red zone management. And you know, we can't be too harsh on teams right now. I mean, it's just week 1. We're venturing into week 2. Yeah. You know, so
it is just week 1.
And these guys know what they're doing. They understand where they need to improve, what they need to improve. You know, we're not out there. We're not doing what they're doing. I mean, it's easy for us to sit there and play manager or play ref or play coach, but we're not the ones out there.
Right.
You know, it's easy for me to say, "Oh, Ness, you know, your team, you guys got butterfingers," you know, but who am I?
Well, yes, now that you mentioned that, my Philadelphia Eagles. Offensively, we played a little bit shaky with the turnovers. But I did like I like the way we utilized LeGarrette Blount. I like the way we used some of our Carson Wentz was extending plays, and most of all, I loved our performance by our defensive line. They made Kirk Cousins' life a living hell. They were after him all day long. They were all over him.
No, absolutely.
I like what I see so far.
You know what's crazy, though? The Redskins
defensively, I like what I've seen so far. We forced 3 turnovers.
You know what's crazy, though?
4 turnovers.
You know what's crazy, though? The Redskins still look better than the Giants.
Wow, that's not that. Yeah, good point. Good point.
I honestly do not, and this is putting my feelings aside. Beforehand, when I used to say, I hope the Giants go 0-16. I'm sorry.
0-16.
Before I used to say I hope they get effed up. This time I'm saying I really don't think they're gonna have a good season.
Yeah, they look awful yesterday, Sunday night. Offensively, defensively, they hung in there. I mean, man, they did the best they could. But man, but they got no help on the other side of the ball.
bro, when you have these long stretches, and you know how the Cowboys are in terms of long drives.
That's what I'm saying. They got no help from the other side of the ball. Okay, they were out there too long.
Their
they didn't get much time
defense,
to rest.
they just kept that defense under the imaginary sun for God knows how long.
Yeah,
not good.
And give props to the Giants defense, because in spite of that, they managed to hold Dallas to 1 touchdown.
Absolutely.
19 points.
Absolutely. It could have been more a significant beating had not, but
offensively, boy, the Giants just could not produce.
Yeah, I don't think the Giants are going to produce much this year, bro. You want my honest opinion? Eagles, I see them go. I see. Listen, I see the Cowboys and the Eagles going, all the past division and into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I see them making it. Those are the two that I see coming out.
There we go.
Speaking of the Cowboys,
tonight, go ahead.
Your cup will be in the mail next week. So.
Oh yeah!
7-Eleven just here in Texas is giving. They have seven limited edition Cowboys cups that you can get for 99 cents.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Paper
and they're not the paper ones; they're the plastic ones.
Huh.
They're the hard plastic, right? Not the party cup plastic.
No. It's the hard.
Oh yeah, like a solo cup plastic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay, good. Moving on to Thursday. I don't specifically want to spend time on tonight's game.
No.
Oh God.
It's not really yet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for basketball, man.
However,
basketball, that's my. Sorry.
However.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Thursday night games. Could they give us? Would it hurt them to give us better games on Thursdays?
That would give crap games.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Somebody. The things about Thursday games is this. That's a short turnaround for teams who play on Sunday.
Oh, I know.
And turn around and play Thursday.
I know, because you play Sunday, you got to be ready on Thursday.
Yeah, which kind of throws off their routine, because they're used to going Sunday and Monday, and now we have Thursday. So I don't know. Thursday game, Thanksgiving games, fine. That was the only Thursday game I used to be accustomed to.
Oh yeah,
that's fine. Yeah. But now it's an every Thursday thing, and
I don't understand that.
And with the decrease in practices now and training camps and all that, and then the short turnarounds, you're gonna have Thursday games are gonna be primarily lackluster as a result.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been on for a while.
Again, though, would it hurt them to give us a good team to watch on Thursday?
Football is a sport that is not designed to be played back to back like that.
Yeah.
No.
It's not basketball. It's not baseball. You know.
Yeah.
You need time for your body to heal. You need time for your body to recover. You know.
Yeah.
Because we've heard analysts on ESPN talk about how when they played, they would be sore for at least 3-4 days.
Wow.
So if you have a Sunday game, the soreness wouldn't go away until like Thursday.
Yeah, they got to play on Thursday. Yeah.
And Thursday is when they got to play.
Exactly.
Ugh. Right. And yeah, one could make the argument of, well, every team only has one Thursday game. Okay, yeah, that's all well and good, but it's still a short turnaround.
But it's still grueling.
Yeah, it's still a short turnaround. They only have 4 days to recover, 4 days to practice, 4 days to get everything done, and especially if you're the road team.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's why we get these lackluster games, even when we have good teams that are playing on Thursdays.
Yeah, but bro, I rather have good teams on paper and be like, okay, they're playing that's good versus they're playing.
But
And
they
then on top
they
have
usually
to deal
give everybody everybody a Thursday game. The Texans and Bengals, on paper it might look like crap, but those are two contending teams. The problem is the Texans are having quarterback problems and offensive line problems.
big time. And the Bengals haven't been able to get it right for a while.
The Bengals are just, I don't know, they're up and down, they're undisciplined, they're just, I don't know.
Bye, Lewis. See ya.
He's there. When is he gonna get fired? I mean,
Bye.
he's been there long enough.
Get out of here. Give him the boot.
Anyway.
Give him a future. Hey, WWE still sells those Future Endeavor shirts.
Oh, wow.
Give him one of those.
Is Andy Dalton still their boy?
Yeah, he's still their quarterback.
Hey, Andy, get you a shirt. Hand it over to Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Future Endeavor him. My future endeavor is this orange juice. It's good. Real men drink their orange juice with pulp. Just putting it out there.
Yes, and a dash of Bacardi.
Ladies, if y'all have a boyfriend or if y'all married,
right.
Listen. Your man, he should drink his orange juice with pulp. All right?
Tropicana, baby, Tropicana.
If there ain't, listen, this is my mantra. If it ain't got no pulp, I won't gulp.
Oh my gosh. That's so stupid that it's actually funny.
Wow.
Wow.
That's right.
Crazy.
It feels so good to be back, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I miss it, man. I miss it.
Good stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me.
So who wants to wrap this up? Anybody? Going around once? Twice?
I got you.
Thrice?
Oh, Austin got us. Go ahead, Austin.
Austin's got it.
Well, we definitely appreciate you guys listening, that's for sure. Sorry I had to think about that. It's been months I've done anything like this, and if you guys like whatever we do, then like the video. See what I did there, huh? And comment on the videos, man. I mean, hey, if you guys want to comment, then you comment. If you don't, then you don't. But we're gonna continue to do what we do, no matter what, And hopefully, me personally, hopefully we can be more a bit consistent about videos too. So, and that's, and I definitely for one missed it, and I definitely, we appreciate you guys showing your support and things of that nature. And hopefully everybody is safe, or they can get their power back, get their wires turned on from the hurricane, if anybody has been affected by Hurricane Irma lately. And yeah, hope you guys have a good one. And all that good stuff.
Well, you heard it from our boy Austin. Anybody else got something to say?
And also, you guys can go on the Red Cross website to find out how to donate to the hurricane relief fund that they're collecting for.
And if you guys need help, use FEMA.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what they're there for. And don't forget to subscribe and like and tell your friends to tell your friends to tell your friends.
Remember, guys, so long as there's life, so long as you're breathing, there's air pumping up them lungs, no matter where or how you are, there's a God or whomever you believe in watching over you. And with that said, man, keep blessed, stay safe. We're here to entertain you guys, put smiles on faces, and remember, if it ain't got pulp, you must not gulp.
Yep. Exactly.
For ENT Hooligans, I'm Baby Moy. They're my crew, my conglomerate. see you guys on the other side of things.
Until next time, folks, God bless.